Hi everyone, hope you all are doing well. So in today's video, I'm actually going to talk about our one of the biggest feature that we have launched since last year's or since even the launch of NoCode Backend. So this is the MCP server which we have launched for NoCode Backend, and this is actually going to completely change the way how you actually use NoCode Backend, right? So at the moment, it feels like a bit stiff, right? You have to first go to NoCode backend to create your database, and then you have to integrate your database with any UI tool or any vibe coding tool that you are using to create your front ends. You want to have a one place where you should be able to create your UI, and your database should actually complement your UI, right? So if you're going to add a button, if you're going to add new UI features, your database should update automatically based on that, right? And this is how the MCP can really help here. You just need to integrate the MCP server with any vibe coding tool which supports it. For example, we are going to use Cursor, right, in this tutorial, but you can go and you can use tools like Windsurf, Replit, any other tools which actually supports MCP server, and then you will get different tools from NoCodeBackend MCP, which will help you to create your database, manage the database, and update everything automatically on autonomous, right? You do not have to do any kind of schema designing. You do not have to put anything to actually create a database, right? So everything will be handled inside Cursor, all with the help of this newly launched MCP server for NoCode backend. So before that, first of all, I'll just go and uh, add my MCP server. So if you see the settings here, and if I just expand this, I see this option of tools and MCP inside Cursor. The location can be different, or the naming can be different in different in a different vibe coding tool, right? So if you're going to use Replit or Emergent, right, they also provide, I think, MCP servers. Lovable also provides MCP server there, so you need to just find the way where you can go and add your MCP tools. And here you find this option called MCP. So I'll just click here, add MCP tool, and here now I can start adding my MCP server for NoCode backend. So to do that, you can simply go to the settings inside NoCode backend. You will find the MCP server. So I'll just paste the MCP server here. Okay, I'll just save this and I'll just end this. Now you see a NoCodeBackend backend MCP is being displayed, and you can see 8 tools and 1 prompts is coming. So this is what actually going to manage the entire database creation here, right? Just see me how I'm going to do this. I'm not going to create a single database schema. I'm not going to create a single SQL query. I'm not going to write anything. Okay. I'm just going to give it a simple prompt to create me an application, and I'll just leave it all to Cursor to use my MCP tool and design the schema however it wants, and you will just find it how amazing it is. Now, let me give it a prompt. So what kind of application we can create? So let's say we want to create a full stack product tracking application. I mean, you can go and you can write a better prompt, but what I want to show you here is how we can actually use the MCP here. So what I want to create is I want to create a kind of SaaS which actually tracks my purchased products, right? So I want to create a full stack product tracking application, right? Which basically tracks my purchase tools. So if I can give an example from AppSumo. So if you are from AppSumo, you may have purchased a lot of tools. So this application is going to actually keep a track of all the tools that you have created. So this is what I'm going to create here, and a user should be able to log in, able to log in and create basically and add the tools there, right? It should have refund period, track the fund date, price, etc. And we want to make it very beautiful. Okay, so all good till now. We have given a pretty decent prompt, right? So the prompt is designed to create a kind of application so it understands what we want to create. So we just want to create a tools management, add a kind of directory application where we can actually add our tools. And then this is the main part here. We want to use a no code backend here. See how I'm actually going to write this. I'll just simply write it to use NoCodeBackend MCP to set up a database and manage the database. Okay, as simple as that. I'm not going to paste any kind of schema or any kind of prompts, or I'm not going to go to NoCodeBackend backend and to create a new database. Nothing. I'm just telling the cursor to use the MCP. Okay, and it is on cursor how it's going to use MCP server which we integrated. So just see how it works. So if you see cursor is now actually inspecting the no code backend MCP capabilities, right? What it can do, what it cannot do. All right. So now it's asking us a couple of questions. So paste your no code backend API token. So you can find it from your no code backend dashboard settings API token, right? So now we have actually added this new navigation inside your settings, right, to get an API token. So this API token is actually used to authenticate the MCP server. Okay, and right. So what I'll do is I'll just simply provide my token there and just click enter, and let's see how no code back how cursor proceeds now. All right. So I think it's working now. So it has accepted our API token. Now it is actually running the main command, which is to create a database inside NoCode backend. And if you see, it has actually created this database for us. Okay, tool tracker. Again, we haven't even done anything from the database standpoint. So now it's actually installing all the different dependencies, right, to make the application UI look beautiful. And now it's running the Swagger. If you remember, we used to do this manually, right? We used to go to Swagger, copy the different endpoints, and then go to the vibe coding tool and paste all the endpoints there for it to work. It's doing everything on its own, right? Based on our MCP server. So our MCP is what which contains all this knowledge. Our MCP is the brain here, which contains all the information. Now it's actually creating the env file for us. Very important, right? There you go. So our wait a second. So there is the env file which it has created. Now it is automatically adding the base URL and everything. Okay, it's managing everything on its own. How? Because this is what we actually fed to the MCP server. So it's following what is there inside MCP and just following all the instructions provided by no code backend MCP. Okay, we are just sitting and we are just giving it a prompt. That's it. So I'll just wait for it to complete. All right. So if you see, it has actually created the application for us, and the UI is rendering pretty good inside cursor. but it's still not completed yet. I think it's still completing couple of pending tasks. All right, so I think it is all done. I'll just click on keep all to see the changes. So what we can do is, so I think it's already running on localhost 3000. Let me open this on the browser. Let me just open this inside the browser. So good, right? This is why I actually love Cursor, because it's actually creates pretty darn good applications, right? And now it's now backed by NoCodeBackend, so it should be good. Um, so let me get started. And out of the box, we have a very beautiful auth pages, right? Sign in and sign up. The password and just click on create account. There you go. So it has account created, and it is actually now being aware of who the user is. But I think there's still an issue. It's still showing the sign in page, which should not be the case. Ah, okay. So I just reloaded, and now I actually have the kind of profile icon. This is pretty good, right? Very good. So the authentication from no code backend is working pretty good. So you have the dashboard page, which we are right now, and I'm just loving the UI right now. This is very beautiful, very crisp, very sharp, and right, you go to home page and you still is locked in properly. So I'll just go to dashboard, and you can add a tool from here. You are here, so I just create a tool from here, and just look at the form, how beautiful the form is. Let's add a tool. Okay, so I'll just add a tool called NoCodeBackend, because we are talking about NoCodeBackend. Who is the vendor? The vendor is NoCodeBackend itself. What's the brand? It's NoCodeBackend. What's the model? What's the model? Let's see, it's NCP Pro. And the category is okay. So I think it has created this application based on physical tools. I should have been more clear in my prompt. Like, we are talking about the digital tools, not the physical tools. But anyway, let's say it's a power tool, right? And purchase date is today. So today is 4th of February. And let's say the price is 699, right? This is very good, right? We have a lot of options out of the box. And let's say the refund period is 60, because this is what AppSumo does to us. We have to wait for 60 days, and we pray to God like you do not refund the purchase, because we put a lot of effort in the back end to keep the product evolving. But anyways, so if you see, it's automatically getting updated. So if I just change the days to 90, just see how it's getting updated. So I'll just keep it, let's say 60 days, and there you go. Refund status, yeah, it's eligible, and just keep it as it is. Product URL, you can give the product URL to keep a track of your product links. uh, any notes you can add, like I purchased this from AppSumo on Black Friday sale. I mean, you can add any note you want. Just click on add tool, and oh my god, like, this looks really beautiful. They're really beautiful, right? So it's all working out of the box in the first code itself. Okay, now just to confirm it, if it's actually getting stored in no code backend database, what we have to do is, I'm inside my account. So if I just go to my databases, and there you go, tool tracker. And this is what we created just now. Okay, this is the database that we created. And just to verify that, if I just go to Cursor and I'll just go to local env file, this is the database it has created. Okay, so we actually have a database which we even never created inside NoCode backend. It got called created via the MCP server, right? This is pretty good, pretty good. Just see how many columns it has created and based on the UI it has designed. Okay, this is much more effective now. So the schema is all everything getting updated based on the UI, this UI that Cursor designed for us. So what I'll do is I'll just click on see records, and here you can see the record actually got created pretty fine. Right, this is pretty good. Now, I mean, this is very good. Let me go to the home page and uh, I think we can make this more efficient to, like, we can ask Cursor to display all the products on the front page, right? Landing page itself. So what I'll do is I'll just go to Cursor and I'll just prompt it, uh, display the products on the home page actually. Make it very beautiful and classy, right? So I just want to see all the products that I create on the homepage. Though we have the tools inside our admin panel, okay, and you see you get a track record as well, like when is the refund period and is this still eligible, right? And you see 60 days left. Now what I'll do is now I'll just sign out. So it's sign out properly now, and I'll just create another account now. So now I'll just create another account and see how it works. Now, if you see, it cannot see the data from the first user. What this actually means? This means we have an inbuilt row level security. We haven't told Cursor about this thing. Okay, we haven't told to separate each user's data from the other user. It's happening automatically. We are not actually not using any kind of filters or anything, right? This is all because of this feature. Okay, we are not able to see the other user's data, but as soon as I turned off this option here, now this is public. Now if I just refresh this page, you can see the data from the other user as well. This is good if you are actually in a kind of collaboration kind of application, or it's a kind of public directory where everyone anyone can go and they can see each other tools or edit the tools. But yeah, right, this is what it does. Now if I just turn it on, the row level security is again on, and I'll just refresh this and now it's gone. Okay, this is how good it is. Now let me go back to Cursor and see if it has created a landing page for us. And okay, I'll just keep it, and what I'll do is I'll refresh this page. Okay, but I do not see. Okay, I think it's still displaying data from each user. Okay, yeah, so I haven't created any tool, right? Let me go to dashboard and add a tool for this user. I'll just say Figma. I'll just add the tool quickly. Okay, so the tool is added. Now let me go to the home page and let me refresh this. Okay, but I still did not see the data. Oh, okay, so it has still not wired it to home page. Oh, okay. Still don't see tools on homepage. But all in all, the main objective of this tutorial is to actually let MCP server to handle all the database creation. Okay, so just imagine, right? We haven't created any kind of schema. We haven't been indulged in any kind of column creation or spending time in creating different types or that stuff, right? Everything is handled via the MCP server, and now we have a beautiful page here which shows the purchases, right? Which shows our tools which we have, and you see the details coming correctly, and how beautiful this looks. This product card is really beautiful, right? So good, so elegant. It gives you a refund deadline as well. I just love this. This looks pretty good. Actually, I can actually use this for my own personal work as well, right? So I keep on like having a inventory of a lot of different tools. Uh, so I can actually use this to manage all these different products, right? Instead of maintaining an Excel file for that, actually I can use this. So this is good, right? Um, let's do one thing. Let's edit this. Let's say Figma XYZ. I just want to see the updates. Let's change the refund period to 60. Okay. Save the changes. The changes are working fine. What I will want to do is I just want to go here and just turn this off. Okay. Let me refresh this. Now you will see two tools. There you go, right? No code backend is coming from the first user, right? And this is coming from this current user. So row level security is also working pretty fine, right? And I hope this was helpful, right? So the main objective here, we now have the MCP server for NoCode backend, which handles each and everything for you from the authentication to the API endpoint setup, right? To the security of your data. Now, coming to the security, a lot of you guys have this question of secret key getting exposed. Did you realized we haven't even created a secret key? Okay, this application doesn't use a secret key. So our MCP server is designed in a way that it will not create a secret key, but it will actually use a no-code backend authentication system, right? To use the session cookies to validate the endpoints. This is good, right? Let me just refresh this page. Now, you did not. So this is the tools endpoint. Okay. So this tools is actually your API endpoint. So normally you would get that API documentation right now. Let me do that as well quickly. Let me go back. Let me show you how we used to work, right? Traditionally. So you get this API documentation, right? You open this API documentation, and here you will see your tables, right? And the schema there. Now, did you imagine that everything was all created via MCP server inside Cursor? We never touched anything here. But what I want to show you here is this tools, right? This is the tools. This is a get endpoint which is being called here. Okay. So if I go here, localhost, okay, API. Now, the important part here is there's no secret key being exposed. This is the token actually. This is a cookie which is being used to validate the user. And you can never copy the cookie from one user to the other user, right? Because it is all dynamically and session based. So if I sign out, I logged in as a different user, my cookie will be different, right? My sessions will be different. My authentication will be different, right? So nothing is being exported. Everything is now very secured, and all are being handled by no code backend itself. So we are right now actually heading towards a true backend solution where you get the authentication, right? Where you have a security for your data. We are not exposing secret key. Now, secret key is for the admins, right? This is secret key is still valid. Let's say you as an admin want to just test out your endpoints, you can still go to your API documentation, or you can go to Postman and you can use your secret key again as an authentication method to test out your endpoints. But this application is a public facing application, right? This is for the end users. Why would you give the secret key to an end user, right? Why would you integrate your secret key in a public facing app? This is not required. This is what we realized later on after getting a lot of requests and a lot of complaints from different users, like why we have to use a secret key in an app which is actually supposed for the end users. This is what the no code backend authentication solves, right? It uses a session, it uses cookies for each logged in user to validate it. Right now, no secret key, nothing being exported, you are all safe, and it works pretty damn good, man. This is very fast, very efficient. Everything is dynamically getting updated by Cursor, all with the help of the MCP server for the no code backend that we just released. What's the main takeaway here is this thing. This thing is the main takeaway. You see, it has these different tools which we have created for you guys. Okay, so you just have to integrate the MCP server and we are going to manage everything for you. Okay, we have prepared the tools in that way, like it will help you out. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. And again, if you have any questions, just let us know. And again, this was one of the biggest update from no code backend team, because actually this is really going to solve your problem of dynamically creating databases from vibe coding too, right? So we are actually a step closer now to be a true backend there. But if you have any suggestions, just email us and we'll try to respond to your queries as soon as we can, just like we do. Take care and have a nice day. Bye bye.